I would like to talk about the Shinrin-yoku, the forest bathing today, because I think I'm more and more, when I get older, I felt like this existence of the forest became very, very strong. I have been always nature lovers, and I love hiking and wildflowers and so forth. And so I go all the time. I go, outdoors and enjoy hiking and snapping the pictures. Mostly, funny thing is that you're not aware that you like something. You don't know. You didn't know anything before you do it or you see it. That's one of the most amazing things. And if you don't know it, it's okay. The life goes on, and as happy as it can be. And you don't know what you're missing or anything, but that's a bliss of ignorance. And that's good because you don't know, so you don't feel like you're missing anything. But once you get to know something new, and then you get into that particular fun, and then you realize that, wow, life can be so much fun with this activity. And so I have been realizing, even though I'm a nature lover and I have been always loved the fields and the mountains and so forth. I grew up in Japan when I was a kid, and in Japan it's like oceans and mountains are together all over the place. That there's a beautiful, ocean views, beautiful mountain views everywhere, and I used to go with my friends to just go walking around the woods, and sometimes you're playing the sunrise. It's called chambala, which is like a some kind of sword, of course, in like a wood stick, right? And then do this, and it's so much fun. And I remember it was so much fun, but I didn't realize that was something that I was going to carry on, the particular tradition. But later I became like a wildflower fanatic, and I think that the reason I started to take a photograph, because it's so beautiful in the color-wise, shape, form. All these small white flowers are very, very beautiful. And so I was taking pictures and everything, and since I came here to the United States, I was going out, and I go out hiking. I went to Mount Rainier, Cascade Mountain in Washington State in the beginning, and I was taking picture mainly. At the time there's no digital camera, so I carried this big Minolta camera that I brought from Japan, and carrying that camera and taking pictures of wildflowers. And that went so long, and then during that time I wasn't aware there's a tree existing there. You see all those trees, but you don't know. You don't know that trees, individually existing in certain place. You're not aware, and you don't care because you don't know. So that lasted for a long time. And when I started to, to be aware of the trees, is that when we went to the places, and I was talking about wildflowers most of the time, that friends start talk about tree. So I didn't know anything about trees, and But then sooner or later, I felt like, wow, it's, the tree existing all over around you, and it's kind of interesting. So I started to study a little bit the trees, and I got to know some of the trees growing in the city, and as well as a mountain. And then, even then, I love hiking, and going all the times, going through the mountain sceneries and everything. But looking back at all the pictures I took, mostly white flowers, mostly small dainty flowers, very the expanded the view of the like a small flower, so I was amazed at how much I didn't know. Then only when I heard the Shinrin-yoku, that I heard it maybe like 5 years ago or so. I was looking at this small newspaper article about Shinrin-yoku, and they say in Japan, Shinrin-yoku was regarded very high, very popular, and they find this particular chemicals of emitting from the trees to deter some harmful effects of trees themselves. And so this particular chemical you can absorb when you go in there in a forest, and then you get this cancer fighting capability of the human being. And that's not surprising, because why the people exist in this world, how the life came about. Long before the human life came about, the trees are everywhere, and so the human, when it started to come out as an animal, started to cope with the trees and start to do like a symbiotic relationship, right? And so you go to the hunting or whatever, you see trees, and so that's how the tree and the human beings are made. Probably when human being appeared, made together, and you cannot separate them, because that's how the human evolved to the status of today. And so there, of course, there is this particular symbiotic relationship, because they learn, adapt to the environment, and they only the strong, like a Darwin, only the fittest one is surviving in the kind of environment, and that environment is an environment where the trees are growing. So when I heard the Shinrin-yoku, all of a sudden I realized, that's not surprising to see that. And so I started to go to hiking again. Then this time, more and more I am aware with this deep forest, the beauty of deep forest, and psychological feeling. When you get to the deep forest, you feel something different. And but the particular feeling also, it's slow to come by. I was in the beginning, I was identifications of the trees, the name of the trees, but still I didn't see that much of the deep forest, the beauty, and so. But of course, I enjoy walking in the woods, and enjoy the deep forest atmosphere. That's something very, very different from the other atmosphere. And so only maybe last couple of years I was aware of that particular thing. And I'm 72 years old. And that's too late to get to know the trees. Yeah, but still, I hear lots of people in Japan, of course, going hiking. And the Shinrin-yoku is one of the most popular activity. Shinrin-yoku, you don't have to walk. You just transport yourself to there, and you just experience this beautiful forest, deep forest. And of course, you may walk, you may be doing hiking for a long time, but that's how you feel like you get the benefits of deep forest. So I have been looking for, I've started to paint this year, only this year, started to paint lots of watercolors, and I did a lot of them, and then most of them is like a wide field, big skies, and it's like a mountains views mostly. That not the forest. A lot of them it's not the forest. Lots of mountain scenery from the distance, something like that. The water also. I love waters, and I have a lot of water seen there, but not in the woods. Only the last month maybe I started to feel like I have to do a painting of a forest, watercolor of the depicting the hiking trail in the forest, and then I look for the photograph that I make, the model of the particular forest, and I couldn't find them. I have been looking at from 2005, maybe 2010, all the way down there. I was looking at all the pictures and the photograph, and so some of them I found them, and some of them are also with the flowers, mountain flowers, the pictures together. And so now I think this year I would like to focus on Shinrin-yoku. That means I like to take more pictures, photographs of deep forest, and I like to depict the particular feeling of being in there, alone, free, and stress-free, and very relaxing, meditative. And so I like to do that, and I like to show you one of the paintings I did yesterday is something to do with Shinrin-yoku. This one here. This is arnica flowers blooming in the shade all over. This over here. So when I took a picture of this, I mainly took a picture because of this. This photograph mainly trying to find the beauty in the forest, hiking, walking. This beautiful arnica yellow flowers blooming abundantly. And so that's where my realization is that, wow, that the background is also very beautiful. This is Shinrin-yoku. And so when I was doing painting here, I felt so good about this particular scenery because of the trees, existence of trees in the background. So wow, how amazing that is. By the way, Shinrin-yoku, if you see the picture, a photograph or paintings or whatever of the deep forest, you get some, not all of it, because chemical you don't get that, but you get the same effect of Shinrin-yoku, relaxation, rejuvenating, and so forth. So I probably more focus on Shinrin-yoku from now on in painting. Okay, thank you. Bye.